I'd like to acknowledge the step forward, historic step forward last night in the Seanad on finally ending fur farming in Ireland. It's a cruel, cruel practice. 17 years ago, as one of my colleagues pointed out in the Seanad, the Greens were bringing forward legislation around ending fur farming, and we're finally there today. So it is a really good day. And also putting on the statute books a scheme that will be developed around small-scale planting of native forestry. That also happened last night here on the floor of the Seanad. And we have the Circular Economy Bill, which was outlined by Senator Boyan. That came before us on the Joint Oireachtas Committee on Climate Action, and there was extensive pre-legislative scrutiny. It's a really good day for those who hate dumping. There'll be CCTV cameras, which I know many of us have looked for years, and there'll be a host of measures to cut down on our waste. But there's an awful lot more that needs to happen as well, and I think we all acknowledge that. And I'll speak particularly around animal welfare. Last week, a ship left for Jordan with young animals, young cattle on board. 12 days at sea, and I know I've spoken here about this issue on numerous occasions of live export. Libya is another destination, I believe, this week. It's unnecessary. It doesn't actually bring that much in terms of income, and so it really needs to be examined. Whatever about live export within the EU and these short journeys, we're talking about having very young animals on board for weeks at a time without vets on board. I believe this cruel practice also needs to be ended. And finally, in relation to greyhound racing, which again I speak about on numerous occasions, we've seen reports and investigations around the greyhound industry, and yet the Minister is looking at funding Kilkenny to the tune of another $1 million for the redevelopment of Greyhound Stadium. This just isn't the correct use of funding. It's time for everybody to step up to the plate when it comes to animal welfare. We are all interconnected, all of our species, and it's showing kindness to other animals and other species that really sets us apart as human beings, should set us apart. So I would ask people to really examine their consciences when it comes to these issues, and that goes for all the parties in this chamber who are supportive of greyhound racing. I think it has to stop. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Senator O'Reilly.